So, Vue version 3 was released, and therefore I completely updated this course to cover this latest version. Now I will say right away, you find more information about this course update in the next lecture, which is a text lecture, where you can read all the details and where you will basically find detailed instructions about the course update, what it means for you, and so on. Because I completely re-recorded the course. That's really important. I redid the course from the ground up. Not because Vue 3 changes everything. Indeed, what you learned about Vue 2 still applies for the most part, but there are some subtle syntax changes which would affect every video in the course. For example, you create Vue instances differently now, and that's why I decided to redo the entire course. Also, of course, to pick up all the great feedback I received over the years. So I got a brand new course for you, and if you are enrolled in this course, which you are, otherwise you couldn't see this video, you get that course update for free. Yes, you get it for free, because I added all these new course sections and lectures in front of the old course. So at the moment, both courses are in the course. The old course, which is based on Vue 2, and the new course, which is based on Vue version 3. I marked the old sections by adding this all caps Vue 2 annotation in the section titles. Now, of course, with that new course being added, you might now wonder whether you need to go through that new course again, whether what you learned is obsolete, or how you should proceed in general. Again, you will find detailed instructions in the next lecture, in this text lecture there, but I can already tell you, no. If you learned Vue 2, if you finished the Vue 2 course, you don't need to go through the new course unless you want to. It might still be a good idea because it picks up on all the feedback I got, and it might be a nice experience to go through that again. But if you don't have the time for that, if you're not interested in that, you don't need to do that. You can just take this section, so the section of which this lecture is part of, because there I explain what changed with Vue 3, which new features we have, and so on. So this section is then something I would recommend you go through, but you don't have to go through the entire course again if you don't want to. Now, if you didn't start the old course yet, or you only are in the first or second section, I would recommend that you restart with the new course so that you go back to section 1, lecture 1, which now is the start of the updated course, and you restart there, because then you ensure that you really learn only the latest Vue version. If you are somewhere in the middle or in the later parts of the old course, so of the Vue 2 course, then I would recommend that you finish that course first and then you just go through that section to learn what changed with Vue 3. And then, just as I said it a couple of seconds ago, you can go through the updated course again if you want to, but you don't need to. If you want to ensure that you get your certificate again, you can simply manually mark all these new lectures as completed, which is kind of hacky, but is a way of doing it and is a way of ensuring that you get that certificate without going through everything again if you don't want to. Again, you find all of that written down in the next lecture as well. Now, you might also wonder whether I will keep both courses in this one course forever, and the answer is a clear no, because that makes it a very big course, and in the future, Vue 2 won't matter anymore. Now, it is worth pointing out that the Vue team has a phased release process for Vue version 3. Vue 3 is final and stable and done. And so are key elements of the Vue ecosystem like the router or Vuex. But there are some aspects of the Vue framework and ecosystem which are not fully finished yet. You find them also here below next steps. Now, these are all aspects which might not matter too much to you right now, and they definitely don't matter to you if you're just learning Vue. That's why I released my Vue update right now already. But the Vue team will only switch everything to Vue 3 once they've finished all these tasks and all these things, and they plan to do that by the end of 2020. So by the end of 2020, they plan to switch everything to Vue 2, and for example, at the moment, If you visit Vue.js.org, you therefore still end up on the Vue 2 pages. It's v3.vuejs.org which you need to visit to learn about Vue 3. By the end of the year, Vue.js.org will automatically load the Vue 3 docs. And if you install Vue with npm, at the moment, you get version 2 still if you just run npm install Vue. You need to add @next to get that latest version, that real latest version, which is version 3. And because we have this phased release process for Vue, because of that, I will keep the old content, the Vue 2 sections around until the Vue team switched everything to Vue version 3. So until Vue.js.org points at Vue 3 by default, basically. That's my plan, so you can expect that the old Vue 2 sections stay around until the end of the year, at least if the Vue team is able to keep its timeline. And you can use that time to still finish that old course, go through it from the ground up if you want to, or simply download all the lectures so that you have them saved locally on your system and you can view them forever. But the future of Vue is Vue version 3, which is why I got this complete update for you and why this will be the new course from now on.